Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. I am the Black Patriot, and this is the Wrestling Podcast where we always put wrestling first because wrestling is the number one priority. Remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's a small thing for you, but for me, it means the world, and it means the world to the channel. And jumping right into tonight's show, at this point, I don't know what to say. I have no words for this product. It is dull, lifeless, bland, boring, unwatchable, and largely skippable. This episode of SmackDown, in my opinion, was probably the worst episode of SmackDown that I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot because there's been a bunch of bad episodes, but this is disgustingly bad. This is unnatural. Just, you cannot believe that the company is putting a lot of thoughts into these cards. I am convinced that they make these shows up on the fly. There's no days, weeks, months in advance booking. I think the wrestlers and everyone show up the day of the show, and then they get their not walking papers, but they get their orders right then and there. Their marching orders. That's what I wanted to say. Because ain't no way. This card is devoid of any real main event talent. Nobody on this show has any gravitas or aura. There's nothing about these shows that makes you want to tune in on a weekly basis. And like, these shows are downright bad. Absolutely awful. I cannot believe that they even still have fans in attendance. Like, how do you pay your hard-earned money to come and see this crap? Damian Priest brawling with Aleister Black. Backstage promos that mean nothing. Julia beating Alba Fire. Like, everybody beats Alba Fire. Your world champion, your women's world champion doesn't appear on the show. The WWE champion appears on the show, but he doesn't wrestle. Your main event, My Family Jobbers versus the Jobber Six. Like, come on. Nobody cares about the Wyatt Six. Nobody cares about the MFTs. And at this point, the matches weren't even good. I would say the only decent match was DIY versus Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes. Because all these men are talented, but they're all perennial jobbers. The only one that has an upside is Carmelo Hayes. DIY is boring. Dragunov is boring. I don't know what they done to Julia. Like, where has she been for weeks, yo? She been gone for weeks, and then she come back and defeats Alba Fire, who never wins a match. Brawl session after brawl session with no real storylines or anything. It's just like, oh, we're going to brawl. We're going to brawl. Like, I can't anymore. And I've said it before, and I've said it a lot of times. If it was not for me needing to watch these shows to make content, I wouldn't even do it. I think I'm just about to switch to AEW and just cover AEW. Because I can't, yo. Like, I cannot, young. As a lifelong wrestling fan, most of my life has revolved around WWE. Oh, and that being said, on a different note, I just want to give a shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin and Trish Stratus. It was their birthday this week. Either yesterday or today or something like that. It was right in there. I've been seeing that online. So I want to give a big shout out to them. Happy birthday, Trish. Happy birthday, Stone Cold. But man, this is bad. This is bad. And I'm not the only one that's saying this. I say it. Other content creators say it. And now Sports Illustrated is saying it. Thank you, Becky. Because AEW swept WWE in almost every category. What Sports Illustrated did their annual what wrestling promotion. It was like a wrestling reward, man. AEW got almost all the awards. Like John Cena pulled something in for WWE, and of course the Bianca Belair, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley match from WrestleMania pulled something in for WWE. Other than that, AEW swept the board, yo. Like, this is how bad, this is how awful this company is, this promotion is, and this can all be laid at the feet of Triple H. These shows are horrible. This dude is terrible at his job. He needs to be removed. It's an old saying, when a wrestler is having a bad match, they say he's stinking up the joint. Hunter, you are stinking up the joint. Come on. Come on. The Game, the cerebral assassin. Like, this has to be done on purpose. Triple H was a former professional wrestler. I was so happy 3 years ago when I heard Triple H was about to take over this company, because I felt like Vince was just out of touch. I don't know if he was getting old or he just didn't care anymore, but it was the same thing. Vince needed to go. My logical wrestling mind was like, all right, Triple H has been doing real good with NXT Black and Gold, and he's a former professional wrestler himself, so he knows what it takes to have a good show. He lived through the Attitude Era. He was there with Austin and The Rock. Man, get this guy out of here, yo. Get him out of here, because he is the worst wrestling promoter of all time. The worst booker who has ever picked up a pen and tried to sit down and write and produce a wrestling show. And we're going to go over this show, but this video is probably not even going to be that long, because this show is just a boring, bland, mundane jobber fest. That's all it was. Stupid, nonsensical promos, just dumb, cookie cutter, kindergarten talking points, yo. Damian Priest kicks off the show. He comes out and he's praising John Cena, who deserves praise. Yes, John Cena, some consider him the greatest of all time. Is a strong argument can be made for him in favor of him being the GOAT. My GOAT is Stone Cold Steve Austin, but a strong argument could be made for John Cena. And if you think John Cena is the greatest of all time, I will not argue with you. So yeah, Damian Priest should be giving Cena his flowers. But what Damian Priest should not be doing is opening a show with a microphone in his hand. The only person that's more boring than Damian Priest is Gunther. Both of those guys are devoid of charisma. Nobody wants to see them on TV, but yet Gunther and Damian Priest keep getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. You cannot sit up here and tell me that Damian Priest is better than LA Knight. You cannot, because it's not true. But Damian Priest can't cut a promo. He's good in the ring. He got some good moves for a big man. Can't cut a promo. Has no charisma. Has no aura. Has nothing to say with a microphone in his hand. Come on, man. This dude is bland as paint drying on the wall. Nobody wants to see this crap. But here out comes Damian Priest. He's cutting his promo. He's giving John Cena his flowers, the greatest of all time. Blah, blah, blah. We're all sad to see him go. Then out comes Zelina. You know, last week, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley defeated Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, as they would. Come on, Rhea Ripley ain't losing no matches. And like I say, Damian Priest keep getting opportunity after opportunity. Well, Zelina and Aleister is pissed. Aleister Black comes out and a brawl session ensues. And this is what I'm talking about. Anybody that's watched Raw or SmackDown, you know that is Triple H's calling card. It is brawl time, brawl stars, brawl wars, jobbers brawling. That's all it is. So a brawl ensues between Damian Priest and Aleister Black, and WWE staff come out to break them up, yo. And nobody cares, yo. And you could tell nobody cares because you could tell by the reaction from the crowd. It was negligible. Some people cheered. Obviously, it's always going to be those people that's going to like whatever they see. Some people cheered. Most people looked like they could care less. Couldn't care less. People visibly looked bored. And I noticed that on Monday Night Raw, too, from the crowd. Some people looked like they wanted to go home, yo. They were like, yo, when is this about to be over so I can leave? That is not what you want from your audience. You don't want them looking for the door, yo. But this is where we at. In Triple H's WWE, somebody get this guy out of here. Somebody remove this big-nosed idiot from the position that he's in. Because we are witnessing WWE die right before our eyes. This man is destroying the company that I grew up with, yo. I'll never forget it. I will never, ever forget it. I used to not like wrestling. My grandmother, bless her soul, was a die-hard wrestling fan, but I just didn't like it. But one day, she was like, hey, man, can you just sit down and watch this with me? Can you just sit down and just watch it? I took no interest in wrestling. And I saw Hulk Hogan cutting a promo. And that was all it took, yo. And I was instantly hooked to pro wrestling for the rest of my life because I sat down and saw Hulk Hogan cutting a promo. Now, can you imagine 6-year-old me sitting down watching Damian Priest cut a promo? I would have told my grandmother I'm good. I'd have been like, I'm not watching. Like, really? This is what you stopped me for and asked me to sit down and watch. Sorry. And Triple H has to know it. He know if Damian Priest was in the era that he came from, he would have been lower than Val Venus on the card. He'd have been lower than Steve Blackman on the card. I would put Val Venus, the Godfather, Steve Blackman above Damian Priest, yo. And none of them guys was world champions. But Damian Priest is a world heavyweight champion? Stop it, yo. Stop it. Backstage promo with Byron Saxton. He's back there interviewing Nia Jax and Lash Legend, who I like as a tag team. I'm not going to lie. I love the ladies. If anybody has watched my videos, they know I love the ladies. They talking about how Lash Legend defeated Alexa Bliss last week, and I think she could. I think she should, despite all of Alexa's accomplishments. Come on now. Come on. Look at Lash Legend and look at Alexa Bliss. They say they are done with Charlotte and Alexa, and they're going to move on to the Kabuki Warriors. Byron Saxton remind them that Io Sky and Rhea Ripley has a title shot, and they're probably going to be the ones that win it. But they say they're not worried about that, yo. Then we get another backstage segment, and it's jobber. It's Damian Priest and Aleister Black brawling again. I don't care. Moving right along to the Nia Jax Lash Legend match with the Kabuki Warriors. Pretty decent match. Not as botchy or as some people try to make it out to be. I'm not here to cover the matches. I'm just telling you what happened. Nia Jax and Lash Legend defeats the Kabuki Warriors after Nia Jax absolutely flattens Kyrie with an annihilator. And like I said, this should happen. I mean, look at Nia Jax. Look at Lash Legend. Now look at Asuka and Kyrie Sane. Like, let's make it make some sort of sense. They absolutely should beat them, even though they're the tag team champions, even though some may consider Asuka the greatest female wrestler of all time. Asuka used to be a beast back in the day. WWE has toned her style down and nerfed her into the ground. NXT Asuka probably could have powered her team through this, but not current Asuka. So Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair comes out at the end, and guess what happens? Oh, you guessed it. Another brawl section. Get your brawl on, get your brawl on, get the brawl on. But yep, they brawl. Charlotte and Alexa clears house. They get the belts. They hold them up. So they were the former tag champions, and they should get an opportunity for a rematch. If you want to keep continuity in check, they should get an opportunity for a rematch. A backstage segment with Julia and her manager, Kiana James. No one cares. Let's keep it moving, because I haven't seen Julia in weeks. Literally weeks. She's back. She faces Alba Fire and defeats Alba Fire. Who cares? When was the last time Alba Fire ever won a match? I don't care about this, man. 100% don't care. And I like Julia, and I like Chelsea Green, but these segments are just ridiculous, yo. But it's your card so far, and believe it or not, we're almost to the end of the show. Bunch of jobbers, a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of BS. I would never come out of the pocket and pay for this crap. BS. BS. Then you get Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis in the ring, and Cody is, what do you want to talk about? Did I go to somebody's house? Did a police officer get thrown into the wall? That is how we do it when I brawl. When I brawl. Me, Drew McIntyre, we're gonna brawl. Nick Aldis comes out and say, hey man, you can't do stuff like that. This is an unsafe work environment according to Drew McIntyre, and this is how stupid, I almost cursed. This is how stupid Triple H booking is. Of course there's a goddamn unsafe working environment. You're professional wrestlers. Like, what is he talking about? The industry is violent by trade. Like, get this crap off my TV, man. Who is he booking this for? You have to be a child or a goddaggone idiot to think this product is good. Like, get out of here, man. Ridiculous, yo. Cody Rhodes tells Nick Aldis that he makes the rules. He's the boss. He don't work for Nick Aldis. He works for the people. And Nick Aldis works for him by extension of him being the WWE champion. Yeah, you are the WWE champion. And again, I don't want to sound biased. I like Cody Rhodes. But the way he has been booked, he is the worst WWE champion who has ever WWE champed. This man has had 8 matches this year. He did not wrestle on the show tonight. You know he ain't gonna wrestle when he show up in his nice suit with his fancy pocket square and tie bar, and come on, man, get out of here. Cody does not wrestle. Cody is a terrible champion. I would take LA Knight, Drew McIntyre over Cody Rhodes. And speaking of Drew, apparently he's going to return to WWE next week. All right. Drew is a jobber. Hate to say it. You know he's not going to beat Cody. He's going to lose to Cody. I would be surprised if he do, and it will be a pleasant surprise if he do, but I don't think it's going to happen. Chances are Cody is walking into WrestleMania the champion, and he's going to walk out of WrestleMania the champion, unless somehow he gets into it with Roman or maybe Brock Lesnar, but I don't know. Who knows, yo. Then you get the best wrestled match of the night, DIY versus Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes. Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes pick up the win. And like I said, this is a jobber fest. None of these guys are over. Carmelo Hayes can get over. He's getting there, but the company ain't helping him. They ain't helping that man. So at the end of the day, I don't care about this match. Not one bit. And I know the thing, they've been going back and forth for a while with Tommaso Ciampa And Dragunov, at one point, Ciampa was saying Dragunov was ducking him. Just have the match already. Stop drawing this crap out, man. Long-term booking my ass. Like, Triple H is just lazy. So he just draws stuff out forever till we just don't care about it anymore. Just have the match. Make it a triple threat. Make it Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, and Tommaso Ciampa for the United States Championship. Just have the match and get this crap over with. And now, as you can see, how far SmackDown has fallen, because we have made it to the main event. And my God Almighty, this was a jobber fest if I have ever seen it. You get the My Family Jobbers versus the Jobber 6, a collective of wrestlers that are boring. They have no aura. They're bland, no charisma, no mic skills, just nothing. Bo Dallas was never that guy. He doesn't have half the talent that Bray had. Solo Sikoa, get this dude off my TV. Tonga Loa, get him the heck out of here. Big Tall Loa, I could care less, yo. The other Jobber Lower, get out of here. Jeffrey Cobb, come on, man. We got our war paint on. Oh, we're tough guys. We got the war paint on. Get out of here, man. Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, get these jobbers off my TV, man. In the Attitude Era, this match would have never been the main event. Get this crap out of here, man. Nobody cares about this dumbass match, young. Eric Rowan, they got a giant on their side too, man. Get this crap out of here, man. And then it ends in a brawl. To end the segment, it ends in a brawl. So we don't even get any resolution to the tag titles because Triple H is a punk. He's always scared to pull the trigger. Just like he couldn't give a win to Obafemi or Cody. Drew had to come out and interfere. Like this 50-50 booking. Don't want to make nobody wins, nobody lose, just a brawl. I'm over this crap. I would say I'm defeated, but at this point, it's to be expected. I said it a while ago in one of my first videos, and I think I forgot to use my own logic, and that's why I'm angry. I forgot you need to turn your brain off. Expect crap, nonsensical booking, and you might enjoy this show. But because remember, if you don't accept it, you're not a real fan, and Triple H tells you to F off. And guess what, Hunter? I've said it before. I said it again. We are effing off, and we're taking our money with us. PLE's buy rates are down. Attendance is down. Viewership is down. Ratings are tanking overnight. Raw has lost more than half of its yearly viewership. You start on Netflix pushing 6 million. Now you're like 2.3 million. That is more than half. SmackDown has been dipping below 1 million for the first time in its over 2-decade history. The fans are fucking off, Hunter. And you can do the same. Remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. This is the Black Patriot. SmackDown was complete and utter ass. The show was garbage. But hey, like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your wrestling buddies. The Black Patriot is back. This is the Trio Woe Wrestling Podcast. I will be here. I will always be here, bringing you the dopest wrestling content on the net. Peace out and stay safe.